So, lads, today we just saw the numbers. And again, I could be late to this. We just saw these numbers in the last 45 minutes or so from the WNBA game between the Fever and the Liberty, peaking at 3.2 million viewers. 3.2. And again, second most viewed game on CBS ever. I have no idea what the most viewed game was ever. I have no idea. Could it have been Fever Sky last year? I have absolutely no idea. Could it have been the finals? Were the finals on CBS? I have absolutely no idea. But like, this is a crazy situation. And the craziest thing is for the WNBA, you allowed a game which peaked at 3.2 million viewers to have 3.2 million viewers watch the worst refereeing performance of all time. What did they expect? Like, the WNBA should at least get some full-time referees. Some full-time referees. Like, even the foul that decided it, there's like footage of about 6 times during the game. There's like legitimately footage from about 6 or 7 times during the game. Where players got no calls for doing exactly what Lexi Hull did to Sabrina Ionescu, and you decided the game on that. Like, oh, madness. Absolutely madness. But it is, I'm not joking when I say this, it is up 215% since the Lynx and the Liberty last year, the first game on CBS. And it is the highest peak of any game. It is the second highest viewership, which is like average viewership. However, it was the highest peak of any game ever on CBS. And by the way, it peaked higher, if I'm not mistaken, it peaked higher than the Fever versus the Sky on ABC. And games on ABC have tended to do higher than games on CBS. Either way, all of the like people saying that the league's about more. This year has been a horrible example. This is the worst possible thing that could be happening coming into the CBA. This could be like the most horrible thing coming into the CBA because Caitlin Clark has picked up an injury after breaking records with both her games on like proper national TV. And the viewership does not seem to be dropping, and it's going to be scary what happens when Caitlin Clark is hurt. It is the worst possible thing for the WNBA coming into the CBA. Now, if you look again at games, and by the way, for all the players complaining about the Fever being on national TV more than anyone else, this is why. And we obviously knew that. But like, if you're looking at games, Fever play the Mystics on NBA TV. Cool. That's exactly what you want. You want the game on NBA TV. If you are then the Fever playing the Sun on Ion's Ion. I still think they're going to have really high viewers. Ironically, I think even without Caitlin Clark, the Fever are still one of the top 3 most viewed teams because the amount of people that are like just that become fans of the Fever because of Caitlin Clark. I still think they're top 3. I don't think they're top 1. Then are there any other Fever games on? Anything crazy TV wise? I think one of the Fever games is on national TV. Yeah, they're playing the Chicago Sky on CBS. They're playing the Chicago Sky on CBS in a game that Caitlin Clark is not playing. And to be fair, probably for the best of Caitlin is just not in Chicago for that game because there has been a threat against her life made. Again, I don't think it's a. I hope that it's not anything crazy and there was nothing that is just somebody ramblings of Twitter, but there has been, so that has to be taken into account. I hope Caitlin Clark doesn't show up to that game. I hope she doesn't go on that trip. I hope she just stays back in Indiana and does not appear on the bench for that game. That would be absolutely ideal, to be honest. But that's a game on CBS. She's definitely not going to play in a Dream game. She's not going to play in the Liberty game. The two of them are going to beat the crap out of her. So if I'm Caitlin Clark, she comes back for this Sun game, which is on NBA TV. And then are they playing the Valkyries after that? Yeah, they're playing the Valkyries on Prime. So I guess not the worst thing in the world. And again, some of Caitlin Clark's games have been on Prime this year. Some of them have been on NBA TV, and others have been on CBS and ABC. But no matter what, if Caitlin shows up, there's going to be records. There is genuinely going to be there's going to be records, and it's just one of those things where I don't think the league realizes how much it relies. I don't think the league realizes how much it relies on Caitlin Clark. I think every fan knows how much it relies on Caitlin Clark. I think absolutely every fan knows. But like, Caitlin Clark is bigger than the league. Like, the TV deal could be renegotiated and doubled. If Caitlin Clark plays and does really well, they can double the TV deal. If Caitlin Clark doesn't, or if she gets injured and this is bad, or something goes wrong, or you turn off all the you turn off all the fans by trying to run them out of the game. And the funniest thing is that no matter what the media does trying to turn off fans, it's not going to turn off basketball fans. And unfortunately now it's not going to turn off the trolls, because the WNBA is just not ready for Centel. That's all I got to say. But yeah, it is an interesting one. It is an interesting one all around. But obviously this game is peaking at 3.2 million viewers is crazy for the WNBA, even for the Fever. So this year's peaks are already freaking higher than last year's peaks when this team was starting to do a bit well. And you're already seeing record games, or two properly nationally televised games. You're seeing it essentially break records, break a record in the peak from last year, and breaking a record, I think, overall from ESPN in the first game. And by the way, I'm pretty sure that includes the freaking finals. That includes the finals. So yeah, that is absolutely crazy. And look, you would want to say the WNBA is in a good position because, the Liberty and the Aces had a whole bunch of viewers, but I'm like, well, yeah, everybody knows. A lot of people know those two teams, and it was the waiting room to watch Indiana Fever versus the Sky. Everyone's like, oh, is it going to get 1 million viewers? Like, of course it is. Suddenly it had 2 million viewers. It peaked at 2 million viewers. And the reason it peaked at 2 million viewers was because it was it peaked at 2 million because the Fever game started late because it went overtime. So people were turning in to watch the Fever versus Sky and watch Caitlin Clark play. But yeah, it's something. Either way, like, I don't think that it's I think it'll be a shock to the WNBA how few people are watching with Caitlin Clark on. I think it's going to be an actual shock to the WNBA. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below about this record right here. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.